Instead of a bed like this, try out this special design. Or instead of spiders climbing like this, they should climb like this instead. And these are 41 Minecraft ideas that need to exist. But watch out, because some of these features, Mojang wants you to forget. The stone cutter is great, but it doesn't work for wood items. So now we've got a wood cutter to help us out. See, a stone cutter makes it so much easier to craft things like stairs and slabs. And now we can do the same for our logs and nether stem blocks, which should help to save us on some wood. And hopefully that'll prevent a few more forests from getting chopped down as well. Mushroom field biomes are great, but they're pretty lonely. Enter the cluck shroom. With this new variant for Minecraft Earth, we finally have another mob that hangs around with our mushrooms. And like their Minecraft Earth counterpart, they can even leave a trail of red mushrooms when they walk, allowing for some new farming techniques for sure. Or if that's not the Minecraft Earth mob that you're looking for, then consider the furnace golem. This version of the iron golem is a lot more fierce, and it'll even ignite enemies on fire when it protects you. Think of it as a golem with fire aspect. And if you ask me, that's something that both us and the villagers can get behind. When you're trying to kill a baby zombie, every piece of grass that you find turns out to be an inconvenience. So instead of missing your sword swipe when you try to kill the ankle biters, what if we could swing through grass to kill these baddies? And then, if you actually do want to break the grass, just use any other item than a sword. Alright, pop quiz. Here I have two friends. Now, which one's at half health and which one's at full? Well, you're both wrong, since they each only have one heart. So to fix that problem and make it more obvious which is which, it'd be nice to have a visual way to see someone's health through their name tag. That way, if your friend's running low and they've got a red name, you can pass them a golden carrot to regen. Or if your enemy's still at full health, you'll know to retreat and try again to fight them later. What's the difference between this glass pane and this one? Well, the vanilla one aligns closer to the center, but now we have an option to place them toward the edge of the block, which opens up a lot of capabilities for building, since we can get that same window effect without ever having to use a full glass block, giving us both a cheaper and more efficient method to use for building. What if instead of chopping each block of wood individually, all we needed to do was chop one log a few times and that whole tree will come down. That way we don't need to waste the time to climb all the way up to the tree to get our logs, but instead we could handle it naturally from the ground floor. So as long as you're willing to chop away at the base, that patience will surely pay off. Having a quick and easy way to replant the seeds that we reap will be a welcome addition to the game. That way, instead of having to break the crop, pick up the seeds, and then replant, we could do it with a right click to finish in one fell swoop, which would make using bone meal so much easier. And we could do it all without the need for a redstone automatic farm. Why do we have blocks of coal, but no blocks of charcoal? Well, we fixed that, and now it's possible to combine multiple blocks into a storage block like so. Whether that's blaze rods, leather, or even a bundle of apples like this, which gives us both a new building block and a way to clean up our chests. Alright, so you're out exploring and you need to sleep the past of the day, but doing that gets rid of your spawn point back home. And now if you die out there, you're lost and homeless. So instead, what if we had a sleeping bag that could let us pass the night, but not reset our spawn point? That way we can be safe while we explore, all without losing our safety net back home. Link smashes pots, and now Steve smashes urns. See, with this change, we have a new way to store our items. And this gives us a single-use container to store up to a stack of items, because when you need them, the only way to get your stuff out is by smashing or dropping the pot, which could also offer a lot of possibilities for redstone as well. Using hoppers and dispensers, you can get pretty lost, especially when you look at them from the wrong angle, so maybe some directional arrows could help to avoid wasted time. That way, instead of having to run around to find where it all goes out, you can just look at the arrows from afar and continue on your way. In 1.8, skins got a huge overhaul by adding in a second layer, and now we've got another change. With this, details like hair, helmets, logos, they all become 3D modeled and rendered instead of a flat texture like this. And while the change is pretty subtle from afar, it makes a huge difference when you get up close. And if it's already possible in a mod, I see no reason why this couldn't make it into the base game. Third person in Minecraft is pretty useless, but with the ability to freely rotate our camera around Steve, we get a whole new way to play the game. And now it's much easier to see what we're looking at and react accordingly to any dangers on all sides. Because right now, the only thing that the F5 button is good for is a cringy Minecraft intro. What if the snowy biomes looked like this instead of this? With this simple change, the snow can pass through the leaves and make sure that no spot of the biome is uncovered, letting that winter wonderland feel a lot more wonderful. And while we're at it, Mojang, let's see the white snowy leaves from Bedrock make it into Java as well. And while we're redesigning the leaves, what if instead of a perfect cube, we had some bushier options like so? I mean, it only takes one look to vanilla tweaks to see that this add-on goes a long way. So while squared off leaves do do get the job done? Let's just be honest, getting the job done and getting that wow effect are two very different things. And when your forests start to look like this instead of this, I think the choice is obvious. But even when they're bushy, any leaves would look weird without logs nearby. So how about having them decay faster after you chop down the tree? Currently, we have to take 2 trips through the forest, one to chop down the logs and another to pick up all the saplings and apples. So a faster decay would make it so that we dispose of the forest and the evidence even sooner. Picture this, you're mining obsidian, and then, right as you're about to finish, you get hit and now all of that progress is gone. So to avoid another 10-year mining excursion, something to add could be the ability to multi-mine blocks. That way, if we slip up, we still have time to continue breaking it without wasting all that effort that we put in before. And better yet, if 2 players mine the same block, this could let them break it even faster than before. Dying in the void is the worst way to go, but with this totem, we'll be just fine. See, while the usual totem of undying doesn't work in the void, this special one lets us fall into the void and then respawn safely up on the ground. So if your elytra were to break over in the end islands, at least it isn't a total game over. Or what if instead of dying, you just kept falling, and falling, and falling right up until the point where you get teleported right at the top of the world. That way, instead of a long drop to our doom, we get a second chance for survival. And that way, if you're able to clutch it with a water bucket, you're completely good to go. Though even if you do die, at least your stuff should still be attainable back on land. So the impaling enchantment only deals extra damage to mobs that spawn in the ocean, but that doesn't include drowned because they're marked as undead. It's confusing, to say the least, and it could quickly waste your levels if you don't know. So since these enchanted books don't come with an instruction manual, it would be handy to have a plainly written description to tell you what each enchantment does straight up. Signs are a great way to label your chests, but as soon as you try to open with one, it's too tough. So instead of avoiding the sign altogether, a simple right click through the sign would make all of our problems go away. And hey, maybe there's some version of this for item frames as well. That way we don't have to accidentally rotate the item when we try to open up the chest. As it is, we can't place 2 slabs of different types on one another, but maybe it's time to diversify. And if we were able to mix and match slabs, we could bring a whole lot more color and variety to your build, one half step at a time. And while we're at it, why not get vertical slab placements as well? That way we can add more depth to your builds, or even just make an extra tricky part of a parkour course. But if we're revamping the slabs, it might be worth making it so that we can break one half slab at a time if we want. Right now, 2 slabs break like a full block, but if you want to mix and match different slab combos, it seems like an easy fix to just be able to shift and then break which one that you want. And it would make our mistakes in the future a lot less noticeable. Stop filtering your items like this. Instead, try a golden hopper. With this addition, it'd be much cheaper and more compact to build a simple item sorter for a farm. So say you want bones from a skeleton farm, but nothing else. Well, just choose bones here, and it'll only push and pull the item that we need, while the rest stays up top. Instead of 16 different beds to choose from, we should have an infinite number, which sounds crazy, but since there's already banners that we can use to customize other aspects of the game, why not use them for our bedspreads as well? And this should make it a lot easier to find out which is which when we place our Minecraft beds next to each other, without checking which has more saturation, cooked salmon or cooked cod. Well, by adding a feature like the apple skin mod, we'd be able to see that the answer is obvious. So instead of guessing and wasting our food, the hunger value would just be shown on the bar before you eat it. And while you're enjoying that 12 saturation rabbit stew, it'd be cool to see Mojang step up their eating animation to have a proper look like so. Because currently, it looks like Steve is eating the bowl instead of drinking his mushroom soup. So by adding in unique animations, it'd be a lot more entertaining and logical to say the least. Mending is one of the best enchantments in the game, but it could be better. Since why do I need to get more XP to repair my tool when I'm already at level 137? It just seems wasteful. So how about instead we could use some of the experience that we already have saved in the bar to fix up a tool like this. In Bedrock, all it takes to place a bunch of blocks is to hold down the use key, but in Java you need to be rapid clicking just to get it all done, which can be a real hassle, especially when you need to destroy some misplaced blocks. So in the future, it'd be nice to just do the same and hold down the right click to place a stack of blocks as easy as this. But while you're accurately placing all those blocks, it's frustrating to see that even in creative, we have a limit to how far we can place our blocks. But on a creative world, you'd think that'd change. So to eliminate those setbacks, why not have an infinite reach to let us place and build blocks from a distance? And that'll let this limitless mode feel a lot more, well, limitless. Why would you build a double door if you can only open up one at a time? So instead, if there are 2 doors that are placed next to each other like so, the game should recognize it and open up both of them at once, instead of just one at a time. Wolves are a Minecraft player's best friend, so we should treat them that way. And this dog armor add-on could do just that. With this, we can make our dogs a lot more fierce for battle. And hey, maybe we also don't have to use as many stakes to heal them up after a fight. that'd be appreciated too. Instead of a Minecraft inventory like this, let's try this instead. See, with just a simple option to toggle between light and dark colors, we could save our eyes that hassle of playing Minecraft late into the night. And come on, Minecraft's title screen already got a dark mode, so why not get one for the rest of the GUI? Minecraft spiders are not very scary, but this can change that. See, if our spiders were able to crawl up the walls like this, instead of the awkward way that they're used to, that'd be a welcome challenge to deal with. Though it would be much more scary, so this should probably just exist in harder difficulties only. You and I are in two different dimensions right now, but you probably didn't notice that since we're using the Immersive Portals mod. And having that ability to create seamless transitions between dimensions would be a real treat to have in vanilla. That way we know exactly what we're getting ourselves into, and we avoid walking straight into a pool of lava right off the jump. Now, you've seen a single chest, a double chest, but how about a colossal chest? And with one of these big things, we could store over 210,000 items in just one chest. Which sounds like a big number, but that's how many of you have subscribed in the last 30 days. And to store all of you Minecraft fans, we can craft some chest wall blocks like so, and make a mega structure big enough to help us pass Fortnite and prove that Minecraft is the strongest community. So instead of yet another Hermitcraft chest monster, let's opt for this monster chest instead. Instead of a zombie walking like this, what if it hobbled around like so? Or instead of a dog chasing like this, it had a proper run cycle. And this goes to prove that even if you keep the same models, there's a lot more life and realism that's still left to add to these mobs. And adding on to that realism, how about adding some extra details to the mobs as well? Whether that's ears on the pig or horns for the sheep, there's little changes that can go a long way without needing a complete overhaul. Moving around a chest or a furnace can be a real hassle, but if we could just pick them up and move them around, we could remove that piece completely. And that sounds a lot nicer than having to move all the items into your inventory first. Or if getting animals into place for your farm is your concern, then this could solve that too. And with that, folks, YouTube thinks that you might like this video, so see if they're right and have a good one, alright?